Welcome to Redeye, the #1 name in absolutely nothing. He's funny, charming, and a key suspect in the disappearances of a dozen hobos. It's comedian and talk show host Karl Zahn. Karl, thanks for coming. I know you drove down here from wherever you're from. What do you make of this feeding frenzy?
I think it's a riot. First of all, there's no one in the country could have the last 21 months of their emails revealed without coming up with a little something.
Yeah.
But this just makes the timing of Wienergate so perfect in all its glorious magnitude, because every scandal now is going to be measured on the Wiener scale, which is the scandal measurement for the way we measure earthquakes, which is the Richter scale.
Yes, it's true.
So unless they find an email where her and Todd were, you know, wrestling midgets in Jell-O naked, she's got nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's just the first day, so who knows? It might show up tomorrow over the weekend. Fair enough. But it is interesting. It is interesting to note that people resign if you have actual beliefs, but if you don't have beliefs, you can stay. Karl?
As a politically androgynous unicorn, my feelings are, aside from women and the complete absence of any criticism, what about the rest of the country? This guy is this far from being a sexual predator in my book, so it transcends.
And you wrote the book.
And I wrote the book, Congressman Wiener. Look at the title.
That changes the whole game.
I mean, if that was my daughter, 20, even 21 years old, today's headline would be Congressman Wiener is missing.
Yeah.
Right. No, I agree.
Would you want this
if
guy
it's
as
underage girls, it totally changes the game. Then it's perversion,
would you want,
and
would
it's
you,
illegal,
it's a legal
and he
issue.
needs
Then
to
it's,
go
would you
away.
want this guy as a neighbor if you had kids?
No.
Because he's preying on people. He's using his power to prey on women, on young women.
I wouldn't have thought that until I found out about the high school girls.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the high school girls is interesting because this stuff kind of leaked out a while ago, and then the girls said that it didn't happen, and then this, I think it was about what was it? What did it say? Tight cape. And was that what was on there? He said, "I'm wearing a tight cape." And he said that to other women. So it means that...
He said that?
Yeah, he said that. They were talking about...
I thought you were making a joke.
No. He was saying something about being a superhero and wearing a cape and a tight something and what, but he kept saying... He swore during it. Go ahead.
This whole thing, to me, begs the question, what do you have to do in this country to garner the disfavor of the American... Do you have to dismember a baby seal on YouTube? Do you have to blowtorch a Jack Russell Terrier? I mean, what do you have to do?
You know what the irony of it is? If it involved animals, yes.
It'd be different.
But, yeah, but
He'd be
human beings,
resigned
you can
already.
pretty much do whatever you want. So considered unfree, New Jersey, California, the tiny island nation of Hawaii, and Massachusetts, which is that thing located somewhere up there in the corner that no one goes to. As for the freest, well, the Granite State is really great. That's New Hampshire topping the list. South Dakota, Indiana, Idaho, and Missouri, all actual states, rounded out the top 5. The study authors measured both economic and personal freedom, looking at things like bans on foods, audio recordings of police, drug laws, gun laws, and tax levels. They surmise, quote, Americans are voting with their feet and moving to states with more economic and personal freedom, and that economic freedom correlates with income growth. I gotta go, Karl. You are from one of these states, New Hampshire. Actually, the state that was voted most free. Can you support that statement?
Yes.
Yes?
In a nutshell.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a second-generation New Hampshire native, and I'm glad that we've been deemed the freest state. I'm not sure what that means or what the qualifications are. But yeah, there's a streak of independence in New Hampshire. It's one of the few states where our state, government people get paid $100 a year, so you can't be a corrupt politician in New Hampshire because there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, they're slowly getting tainted by the influx of Massachusetts people moving to New Hampshire to avoid the income tax.
Yeah.
And then inflicting their Massachusetts politics upon us.
But luckily, people like you own firearms, and you stay at the border and just pick them off.
We can't pick them all off, Greg. That's the problem. It's like a herd of caribou. You can do pretty good, but you're not going to get every one. But they come up and they do things like one guy tried to outlaw helium balloons in New Hampshire. Come on.
What are you going to do, float away?
Exactly.
Karl, you said Wiener.
Gretel
from Sizzling. Can we move on to Wieners?
Yes, please.
Sure, okay. Karl, you said Wiener is this close to being a sexual predator. Do you mean if there was inappropriate stuff going on with underage girls, or even if there isn't?
I'm going to have Anna answer that for me as well, if you don't mind. No, I think because he admitted that he didn't know the age of the women that he was communicating with, so that tells me that the age didn't matter. And if it happened to be about a 13-year-old, I guess that would have been okay.
That's not exactly what he said. What he said was, as far as he knew, that all these girls portrayed themselves as being of age.
As far as he knew, they portrayed themselves. I mean, how many young people, 13, portray themselves as being 18?
Well, he
actually didn't know.
He actually said that. He clearly didn't do a lot of background checking to find that out. Yeah.
Well, he's doing some background work now, though.
Yeah.
By the way, he was a jerk, but should he be fined?
Well, I don't know. Anna and I were on a date once, and she tweeted that I ate like a cockatiel.
Really?
Yeah, I was devastated.
Yeah.
No, again, we're back to the Wiener scale of scandals.
Yeah.
And by the way, scandals on Twitter are now called skitters.
Oh, I had no idea.
It's a little thing.
Yeah, it is a little thing.
Yeah, and this registered like a 2.1 on the Wiener scale.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
she's like a dragon.
Yes, Matt. Maybe she claimed to be a comedian. Isn't the real sad part here is the guy paid $86 for a ticket to see Tracy Morgan? That's the sad part.
That's one of the sad parts, and I also am beginning to wonder if we shouldn't enlist Stephen Hawking to see exactly what black hole it is that all these successful guys are getting sucked into, like Charlie Sheen and Tracy Morgan, like John was saying, you're a third rock. I just don't understand when you have this, what seems like a glorious place that you've worked so hard to get to, and then you take that chance.
Quickly, are you impressed by the record turnout?
I haven't seen that kind of a turnout since my own youth spent at the summer camps with the Polish army.
Really?
Yeah, my parents were nice enough to want me to have that experience. I was disappointed to hear, though, that the Hamas summer camp, no more pin the bomb on the infidel, I guess, because of insurance regulations.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Hey, Carl, in the wake of Wienergate, have you made any changes to your Twitter account?
Oh, come on, Andy, that would be a knee-jerk reaction. No, not at all, but I did hire a new key grip for my production staff, and I am trying some different lighting techniques.
Okay.
John?
Absolutely no idea what that means.